Are we super ready to roll?
So quiet.
All right. Let's
ready.
grow a pair. Welcome to another episode of A Higher Perspective, the podcast, with your host, Charlie and Eric. Now let's get ready to perspectivize. Ooh!
Charlie banned me from actually doing a full guttural.
As he should.
Scream in the mic.
As he should.
So
Yeah.
now I just do a little one.
That's
In spirit.
I think it's better to not have to prove why, but yes, agreed.
But you can go back quite a few episodes and find out.
It was horrifying. The first one was just kind of like, I understood why he did it. It sounded good. It felt good.
Felt
Just
great.
a little too loud.
Sure.
Or
It felt
or
fantastic.
maybe it's just, well, I shit my pants. Maybe it was the unbeknownst to me, we were going to kill switch engage guttural yell into the phone, into the microphone,
Sure.
you know, but it
was
worked
great.
out. Now I can do it without it.
He just needs to take like 20% off there. But yeah.
20% off the top.
No, I took like 80% off.
You did. You took a lot.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
It was
This sounds more appropriate for like NPR, you know?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome
Yeah.
to
Yes.
A Higher Perspective.
Welcome back. Yeah. Well, and let me intro
Yeah, please do.
our +2 today.
Our
Or
plus
our other
two.
plus. Yeah, because +1's weed. Okay. Well, hailing in from the Magic City at a staggering 6'1", the distiller of dreams, the purveyor of proofs, the supporter of single malts.
Mhm.
We have the one and only wizard of the world in general, wizard of the world
Mm.
and spirits and whiskey, Mr. Jake Holshue.
Yes, that's awesome. That was very good.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Very warm welcome.
Pretty awesome. Is
Yeah.
the heater on?
No, it just kind of feels like, you know, the love in the room. It's kind
Oh.
of like the pee in the pool. Like it's just a
Oh,
warm
yeah.
spot kind of coming
It should
over
be
here.
radiating because I've been peeing the whole time.
We
Sure.
provide a lot of that
Mhm.
for people.
Pee?
And warmth.
Oh, okay.
Warm.
Pee and warmth.
Well,
Hand
and
in-
you know,
hand in hand.
folks, we tried to record with Jake once before.
It's true.
If you remember.
Got
It was
fucked.
probably the best episode ever
Ah.
recorded in the history of mankind, but we'll never know it.
You know,
And we couldn't even hear Jake on it.
This isn't even the best podcast in the world. This is just a tribute.
as far as I heard, we are number one
Uh.
in
In my household?
no. No, David Letterman was on. I don't know.
I
Oh,
heard
that's
that.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Wait, no, wait. That guy? That guy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He said,
The David Letterman,
yeah.
probably.
He claimed a lot of times he wasn't, so but I still
Yeah.
don't believe him.
I don't know. He just he had to look.
We'll
He had
take
to
it.
look,
We'll take
he
the
had to
win.
talk. David, it was a great show. Here's to you. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
we're number
yeah.
one somewhere. My mom says we're number one. No, I'm just. I don't know. Hey, I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
With introducing the plus one. We're not going with a place today. We're going with a thing, and that thing is Northern Lights. And we had actually a listener submission. Something that just looks amazing, and they really wanted us to show. So anyway, we'll be lighting that up. Northern Lights. It's probably rolling in at like 28%,
Ooh,
29. Yeah,
nice.
pretty amazing.
And we have a new engineered method
Hmm.
of smoking these giant
Is that a
joints.
black and mild tip?
Oh yeah,
The fuck
it
is
is.
Yeah, that thing is a monster.
Nice.
It's a
Look at
monster.
the zooming
That's pretty-
capability we have now.
that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Huzzah!
Wood tip is a
Huzzah!
game changer.
Huzzah!
Game
Oh, sure.
changer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have my own plus one to
Oh.
introduce today.
Let's do it.
So today, because I'll be abstaining from your homegrown there.
From our
That's
plus
fine.
one.
Whatever.
This is Good Deeds whiskey, and so Good Deeds is a really cool project I've been working on for many years. What I have here today is the first batch,
Okay.
which is 100% single malt. 100% of this bottle, liquid included, is donated. There are 11 different whiskey producers represented in this bottle in
Oh,
this
wow.
blend.
Okay.
We had one of the best blenders of whiskey in the world come and help us with this.
Whoa.
His time was donated as well. But the idea is that 100%, every red cent of this will go to help diversity in the distilling industry.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And help, make sure our industry, is represented by all peoples, because all peoples tend to drink from time to time. So obviously drink responsibly. But what I do want to shout out is that if you go to gooddeeds.com,
Okay.
you can actually
Gooddeeds.com.
order batch 2, which just came out. And the cool news there is we have some friends at a little company called Whistle Pig. And Whistle
love that
Pig
name.
donated to
That's a
batch
good
2.
one. That's
So
awesome.
we have some really exclusive juice. It's all for a good cause. Again, 100% of everything is donated. So yeah, check it out.
That's a really awesome project, man. Like,
Yeah.
what a cool idea to do that, to raise awareness on a definitely an issue that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Diversity in any,
100%.
inclusion in any sphere is important. So that's awesome that that's 100% like everything. That's like
So
blows my
there's-
mind.
When you think about that, it's amazing. It's great that is what is happening with this. But before that, to know that that's 100% donated bottle label,
Packaging,
ingredients,
every
fucking person that's
Yep.
coming through to say
Yep.
this is so important, we're going to make this and
Mhm.
charge nothing to everyone else.
Right.
As a crew, I'm not going to charge you to be the distiller. I'm not going to charge you to be the
Right.
grain master or whatever.
100%.
That's just awesome.
Yeah.
And then to donate it all into such an important thing is
That's really cool.
Yeah, this batch 1 is pretty hard to get a hold of. So if you guys do find yourself
Right.
Sneaking a little sip, I
We will
totally
throw it
Well,
up.
understand.
actually, our dirty little secret,
Mhm.
our little friend, your little plus one over there, has
Mhm.
actually been co-hosting on the show for a few episodes now.
Sure.
As some
Mhm.
of our longtime watchers will recognize, it's been sitting here with headphones on almost every episode.
Sure.
That we don't have a guest.
Sure.
I came in the other day and it was making out with Quincy. Yeah, Quincy,
Quincy!
you some bitch. We
Why
know,
would you do that,
motherfucker.
dude?
Just tonguing him.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Quincy.
Quincy's
I think,
crazy
is in
though.
love.
Like that's why he's our
Quincy's
intern
crazy,
though.
yep.
We needed somebody.
I'm just glad that this whiskey can age in an environment of
Yeah.
wholesome family values.
Oh, of course.
And,
Mhm.
Of course, no shit,
podcasting.
right?
It's
Yeah.
corrupted.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No,
Oh,
but yeah, we've also been teasing that you'd be on again using that for many episodes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So I so lovingly named him Jake Jr.
Oh,
Little Junior,
little June bug.
Little June
Little
bug.
June bug.
She.
And now Papa
awesome.
and Junior are reunited.
And it
That's very
feels so
sweet.
good.
All right, let's light up this
Yeah, light
weed,
that motherfucker up. I got a
boys.
question for you, sir.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this big distilling project you did
Which one?
in the Vermont area.
Oh, sure.
The Mount.
Yeah. So I'm working on what's called an NDP, so a non-distilling producer. So they are a brand that buys whiskey and puts it under their label. It's very common in the distilling industry. All rye whiskey that you see on the shelf, like 75% of it's all made by one company.
Yeah.
The dirty little laundry secret.
That's
of,
crazy,
of
yeah.
distilling. So
Would that be considered white label in the industry too? Like I know, like white labeling is
I
people
don't-
making.
I don't
Oh,
see
yeah.
color, dude. So that's on you.
Okay.
You motherfucker.
Okay, wizard.
I didn't look into his background before he came on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know him, but I don't fucking know him. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Yeah.
go
I
on.
mean, yeah.
You
So you
sons
can
of
you can
bitches.
produce products that way for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So they are a hot rod and motorcycle custom shop out of the Connecticut area.
That's fucking
What?
awesome.
The main builder used to work for Orange County Choppers back in the day. That's how I
Whoa.
got his start.
OCC
So,
choppers.
yeah, and
Dude,
when
that's fucking crazy.
Paul Senior moved the company essentially down to Florida, he stuck around because he's cool with he's actually from Wyoming of all the fucking places in the world.
What?
Paul
Went
Senior.
to Wyotech.
Oh,
Shout out
My
Wyotech.
God.
Wow.
Wait, they have another school down there?
That's the automotive one.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
But yeah, so
Zach.
yeah, he started building hot rods and motorcycles. They have one of the coolest car collections up there. Shout out American Motor Car.
Cool.
But I help them wrangle their production for their whiskey.
Oh, cool.
So I go back occasionally. One of the cool things we're working on is a project for sonic aging.
Sonic aging.
Sonic aging. So they use the
Like
recorded
aging whiskey or
aging whiskey.
spirits or whatever. Yeah, okay.
So this is 4-year-old Tennessee whiskey that we subject to the revving of the V-twin on a particular motorcycle.
Okay.
So we're going to have future releases that will be different engines. But what it does is vibrates the whiskey in and out of that wood layer.
At different
that
frequencies.
At different frequencies.
Whoa.
So
maybe it's like
it does
affecting
extract. Oh, it absolutely
the
does.
molecular structure and whatnot.
I don't know about molecular, but
Okay.
it definitely contributes more oak in a shorter amount of time. So
Oh.
we've done some blind studies, comparing the exact same whiskey from the exact same lot. One was Sonic Age, one was not. There is absolutely a difference.
It's almost like a carb stone.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like kind of like the same.
Yeah, and it'll definitely soften the edges. It'll definitely add a lot more oak character, a lot more color.
You're gonna vibrate.
mhm.
You're gonna vibrate it into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like that's amazing.
What the fuck, dude?
Can you imagine fucking coming up with that idea?
Right? Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's been done quite a few different ways, different times. Not to shout out companies I don't work for, but if Blackened Metallica's whiskey wants to pay me money, they're certainly welcome to. So they do.
James Hetfield, we're calling
yeah.
out to you.
We do all kinds of advertising here for nothing so far.
Yeah.
Shout out all you freeloading advertisers.
Yeah. We love you.
But yeah, I mean, there's been other things that have been done like this. The differentiation between this process and like Blackens. Blackens is all external to the barrel.
Okay.
We actually have a proprietary patented process that allows us to do it from within the barrel.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
That's crazy.
it generally does like 4 to 6 months aging like that, and then we package after that.
Does it have like a what do you call it? Like an equivalency, like doing 4 to 6 months doing sonic aging is equivalent to like a certain amount of like natural aging?
I'm sure there is
in taste or profile
a quotient that would get us to that. I don't know what it is. I'm relatively new with the brand. They're pretty young upstart brand as far as the whiskey's concerned. So but they have a huge following in Texas. They have a huge following in the Northeast. In fact, I'm heading back there to help them launch a distributor for Connecticut and then eventually New York as well.
That's awesome, dude. Wow, that's so crazy. What a cool up and coming technology to be on the forefront of too, like
100%. And they're just really cool dudes, honestly. Really down to earth. Josh, the main builder, and I like really see eye to eye. Just yes, I like cars, and I think the last time we tried to record this podcast, we had a whole tangent on El Caminos.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
But you both had El Caminos.
It's the greatest car ever made.
It's the best vehicle ever made.
It is. It is the best vehicle ever
I like
made.
small SUVs.
Because you don't like the best vehicle ever made.
Yeah. Just because you can't hang, dude.
He'd be in a brat.
Yeah, I mean, just a cool dude. We like talking cars, but like creative types, I think that's why you and I, Eric, get along so well, is because like we just we're creative, we're musicians, we're artists, we're and it doesn't matter what your medium is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just crafts metal. But we totally see eye to eye on a lot of cool stuff.
That is awesome.
Very cool, yeah.
Yeah.
It is very cool. I like it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing back east right now.
That's awesome. That is a long way to travel, but it's a cool experience though.
It really is a long way to travel.
Yeah.
So the most direct way is Eugene to Chicago, and Chicago to the production facilities in Rochester. So I go up that way, but I also have to fly to Connecticut after that. So then it's I have to leave Rochester at 6 a.m. to go to DC, and then DC to Connecticut.
Oh my God.
It's not a fucking direct.
No
so
thanks.
And then when you get there, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I provide a lot of value to the brand in a lot of different ways. I think it's, whiskey industry knowledge and that kind of a thing. We had a salesperson there who fucking killed it for us for a little bit, but he was from Constellation. He's now with William Grant and Sons, which is, way up in the hierarchy of whiskeys. They do some scotches you definitely have heard of.
No, I definitely have not heard of them. I am not a whiskey or scotch guy.
Look at the portfolio.
I used to love scotch.
I probably would look at it and be like, nope, never seen it. But
fucking
I
nerd.
believe you. I believe
Nerd.
you.
Fucking nerd. Look, Raj. Nerd.
That's crazy though. What a cool project.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I try to keep busy, still waiting on, finding my financial sugar daddy to do my own distilling project.
Yep.
I keep shaking these things, and they're just not getting me any money right now. I don't know if you know this, but the economy is kind of fucked in some very particular ways. Not to get too political, but the whiskey industry is hit very heavily.
Yeah, absolutely.
With prejudice, because up until recently, a very important person in Congress happened to be from Kentucky.
Sorry.
So, when it comes to tariffs, foreign countries often like to hone in on that to try to get political leverage.
Oh, yeah.
There are some varieties of whiskey, aka bourbon, here in the United States that tend to get a lot of attention when it comes to tariffs. So, there's quite a few companies struggling right now in the whiskey industry. So I'm just trying to bide my time and
Hey, this is a call out to you sugar daddies out there.
100%. I will get you so much single malt whiskey. It's unreal.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then the podcast you have to throw us in too. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if I legitimately find someone as a result of this podcast, I'll find you a booth.
Anyone who's watching right now and they're like, "Oh fuck yeah, let's hire this guy," and then heard him go, "Hey, you have to take us though," and you're like, "Well, no, you don't." Just get this guy. You want him? No,
you're right.
You're right.
Team. Hey, you're right, Charlie. Good point.
Yeah, he'll talk us up later. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just get him there.
Yeah.
That's a more noble response. Thank you, Charlie.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, that. You're right. This is why you're here.
Yeah.
I was Charlie wondering for all this time. Sound of reason.
Thank you. Please excuse the coughing.
It's some good stuff. It's tearing my throat up a little bit though.
Yeah.
It's making me cough.
It's from our buddy Ian.
Oh,
it is.
Shout out Ian.
Yeah, of course, Northern Lights. Kudos to you for being able to do something in Oregon. It's fucking everything molds so quick up here, but
it's tough.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing stuff, and it's that I didn't tell him yet, but it's creeper. So once we get through this, it's fucking nighttime.
You didn't tell me?
No, it's
you
pretty
warn
bad.
Me? You never warn me.
The other day I came home, took a couple bong rips, tried out, and I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? Holy shit.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ian.
Ah, crap. No, that's great. I love it, though.
Hey, what do you, when you're distilling and doing all that, if I were to come in to your facility, if you had a facility you're distilling, and I was like, hey, show me the grains you use.
Yeah.
When you take me to show me these grains, like what is the process you would use? Like what is the facility process for storing that kind of stuff and keeping it, hopefully you're using enough of it quickly enough that you don't have to worry about it, but keeping it fresh. Like if I know that this whiskey is damn good and I know that those ingredients are fresh and from, whatever, how do I know that? How do I, what is that process to storing the stuff and keeping it in a usable?
Sure. So there's definitely some considerations when it comes to distillers grains that are a little bit different from brewing, right? We use unmodified grain like corn, rye, wheat, those kinds of things. So first off, we are going to have a hammer mill, whereas a brewery would have a roller mill, right? So you have these rollers, and it just barely cracks the grain.
Yeah.
The endosperm of the grain.
Ooh. I
knew you'd appreciate that. So you just want to crack it for beer, but for whiskey specifically, you want powder. You want masa.
Right.
You want grits, only finer. So the machine itself is a little bit different. You always want to keep it, especially out here, siloed up as tight as possible.
Yep.
But in any grain operation, you do have explosion hazards because grain dust loves to explode.
It is so conductive.
There are some great YouTube videos of grain silos in the Midwest going the fuck up. Blowing the fuck up, dude.
So what does it build? Was it static?
Static electricity.
Static electricity can do it. There's a lot, lightning strikes.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
wow.
For sure. Grain dust is very explosive. During transfers, a lot it can happen. So, there's some considerations. Static discharge, especially in a distillery, is a huge consideration for us.
Yeah.
We deal with 190 proof. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
Like it's ready
Yeah.
to go all the time.
Holy shit! Yeah.
So having discharge points is super huge in our industry. One thing that you can do to improve the quality of the grain is always mill right before you're ready to mash in, right?
Right.
Okay.
The more time that kernel has to oxidize, the not necessarily. I think you would tell a major difference in quality. You can also do your own malting, which is something that some distilleries do. Shout out to my friends up at Leopold Brothers in Denver, Colorado, who
Okay.
do their own floor malting.
Is it like on a kiln, like on the floor?
So it's on the floor for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll kiln dry all their stuff.
Okay.
So they do their own malting. You can also, for distilling, you could do smoked malts,
Right.
which is another great way to preserve, just like with meat, right? You're preserving that grain with a little bit of smoke.
Right. Right.
Traditionally in Scotland, they would use peat, but there's all kinds of smoked malts, cherry wood, alderwood. Some things I have in the back of my mind that I would like to do if given the opportunity from that sugar daddy. Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out to future sugar daddy.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities to make really cool and really hyper local. The more local your grain can be, the better.
Yeah.
And I know that's
absolutely.
kind of like a really low hanging fruit thing to say from a producer, but we can do it better than brewers can, right? Because brewers need malted grain.
Right.
So you have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go to a
absolutely.
commercial malt house. You have to be part of kind of like the industrial complex
Yes.
of grain processing, essentially, to get it to that level. Whereas a distillery can literally go to the farm and talk to the farmer and say, I know you grew wheat out here traditionally. These are the varieties that we'd like to use. These are the the COAs that we'd like to do and
Mhm.
make sure it's of quality. But yeah, internally testing your grain, keeping it super dry, milling it right before you go. That's usually what like grain quality looks like in a distillery.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
All
That was
right.
awesome.
Is there a point you guys? I've heard people use sprouted grain. Is that
Malted.
malted?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they'll physically sprout, and what you're doing is activating enzymes within the endosperm of the grain to allow it to convert its starches into fermentable sugars. And that's what the brewing process is,
Right,
right? At a certain
exactly.
temperature, you can get those enzymes activated, like amylase, to convert
Yeah.
the starches into fermentable sugars through a process called saccharification. And goes from tasting kind of starchy to tasting sweet, and then that's when you pitch the yeast. Yeast goes to town, turns it into two things: CO2 and alcohol.
Yeah, baby.
Our fermentation looks a little bit different than beer.
Yeah.
Brewing fermentation takes weeks.
Right.
It's really not, right? Fermentation happens for everybody within 48, 72 hours, but you have conditioning, right? Beer
Yeah.
conditions
Yeah.
in the tank. For distilling,
Oh
yeah.
God, sorry, dude.
That's
God.
okay.
This stuff is
I'm no
creeping
park
on me.
ranger,
I am so
but you appear to be camping.
fucking high from this shit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's Northern Lights,
It's
man.
creeped up on me.
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so
so
we'll
distilling
go
fermentation, yeah.
24 hours, 48 hours on a fermentation,
Okay.
grip it and rip it through
then-
the still.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I was wondering. I didn't know exactly.
Week or less
Yeah.
for sure. Like once you start getting out a week on fermentation, you can start going a little bit sideways. Different
Right.
bacteria gets into the process at that point, especially if you're doing open top fermentation.
Right. That
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
That was a really awesome explanation. I love it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to distill alcohol because I've done beer before, brewed beer, and I thought, wow, it'd be so fun to do, but
Yeah.
It's to do it on the home scale. Now, before I get into that, I must say that I am not for home distillation. It is currently illegal. There is a court case in the state of Texas. Of course, it would come from fucking Texas.
Sounds like Texas.
That is pursuing the answer to home distillation. And proponents of that are saying that within the next couple of years, they should have an answer to allow that.
Interesting.
The way it is currently is you are allowed to do it for non-taxable uses for the purposes of ethanol for fuel. You still have to register.
Right.
You still have to tell the TTB,
yeah.
Tax and Trade Bureau, that I have a still. This is its serial number. This is the area I'm doing it in, and this is when I'm home, right? And they have absolute access to it at all times. Now, there are many illicit distillers. I have friends in the moonshine community.
The moonshine community?
Yeah, moonshine community.
Okay,
That's
I've never
right.
heard of that before. There's a
So,
name for it. I love
yeah,
it.
absolutely. So there are ways to home distill. The problem with home distilling as opposed to home brewing, if you brew 5 gallons of beer, you will
Yeah.
drink 4.5 gallons of beer.
Yeah.
Right.
If you make 50 gallons of wash for distillate, you are lucky to get 5 gallons
No shit.
because we are only concentrating the alcohol that's there. So if you do a 10% ABV wash, you're only at best going to collect about 10% of that volume.
Wow.
So,
Wow, yeah.
and that's just easy math. There, you can get a lot more technical, but you're basically always throwing out about 80 to 90% of what you produce.
Damn. That
That's a
hurts.
wash. So, I'm not trying to
That's
dissuade
crazy.
people from doing illegal
Don't
things
go
at
on to
home.
Temu yet and get your home distilling thing.
Oh
Thank you.
man, and those
Not
things aren't
condoning
safe.
any of that.
No.
The
Oh,
I've
they
even
probably
seen
use
like
solder
Home
like the old
Depot.
days.
Yeah.
It's like the Home Depot ads for a water still.
Right.
Those aren't safe. Like the ones that have the pressure relief valves are going to be your friend.
Yeah. If it
for
doesn't
sure.
have a pressure release valve, then
And most don't.
that's bad. That's
And
so
like
bad, man.
it goes back. I think it was 2011. There was a case, Silver Trail Distilling out of Tennessee. So he was one of the OG moonshiner dudes who went
In Tennessee.
legit.
Is that what you said?
And
Love it.
he bought a still from a company here in beautiful Oregon called Revenuer.
Okay.
And Revenuer had a still that they sold him. And, if you saw the shape of it, it would look like a UFO with a 3-inch pipe coming off of it. And so what happened is that it got clogged, right? Because all the corn went to the top and it's only a 3-inch hole.
Yeah.
So clogged. And so then you would naturally have to rely on the pressure relief valve. Well, what Revenuer did is instead of knowing that you never want more than 10 pounds of pressure on this, they went to an HVAC store
God.
and got a pressure relief valve that would release at about 100 pounds.
What?
Oh
So,
my
what
God.
the?
and you're like normally a 10 to 15
Dude,
psi
oh my-
relief, and this was over 100. So the
That's
welds,
like shotgun
Dude,
the
blast.
15.
welds would break before that pressure was relieved. And unfortunately, the master distiller died. The
Oh,
assistant distiller,
shit.
who was there during shift change, had some very severe burns and was in the hospital for 3 fucking months.
It's like having a pressure cooker actually explode.
100%.
Fucking A,
With
dude.
shrapnel.
That's
Copper
like the
shrapnel.
Boston Marathon bombing thing.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, that's nuts. Oof, that's
Sorry.
nuts. It's okay.
I accidentally
Yeah.
bopped the joint on my microphone and got embers everywhere.
This fucking guy.
Jesus, this is why we can't have nice
Okay.
things.
That's enough of that for me for a second.
It's enough
Just a
for
second.
you.
You all right? Oh, you're setting our house on fire. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Studio down. Studio down.
Just making sure,
Game
everyone. Just
on.
making sure.
Game on!
Yep. Pull the goals back in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now that
I think we're good. Sorry, guys. Sorry. That was Hey, this episode's exciting, right?
now that Eric's been through all that, I'm going to tell you all it's time for a little thing we call
Douche or no douche?
All right, so this episode's douche or no douche is going to be because I'm thinking of you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
You're always thinking of us, aren't you, Charlie?
Evil Knievel. Evil motherfucking
Oh,
Knievel.
that's right.
Butte boy.
You got
Because
some.
I guess we should say Jake and I both hail from the Magic City, Billings, Montana.
You literally didn't have to say that.
We did. Have to
Let's
say it again.
let's hear.
Jake and I affectionately call ourselves Billings boys.
We absolutely do
No,
not,
he
under
definitely
any
uses it
circumstances,
all
do
the
we
time.
ever
Oh,
refer to ourselves
I've heard
as
it. No, I've heard it.
Yeah, he's heard
Not
it.
from you,
Hey.
but I've heard him say this again and again.
Billings
We call ourselves the
boys.
Billings boys.
No, we don't. But we is a very heavy-handed term in that.
Holy sheep shit! This is fucking ridiculous. Okay,
It's not what we call ourselves.
Evil
Right.
Knievel. So Billings boys, you
Yeah.
guys
Montana.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Knievel. Any
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah, he's from Butte, so that's a strike right away. Sorry, Butte people, but
Man, Butte is not the best city in Montana. It
No.
tries.
Is it
It
really?
wants to so hard.
they're hardworking. There's some cool things there.
Yeah, like the Berkeley Pit,
The pits.
the largest
Are we
Superfund
gonna come
site
outside
in
the
North
studio
America.
and there's like a rally of people with like?
Yeah, all 5
signs of-
Butte people are going to be really angry
Okay.
when they learn to read.
That's fine.
No,
as long as I
I'm
know
not,
it's only
I'm
5.
not worried. I mean, like, it's a friendly joke in Montana about Butte,
Yeah.
and Butte understands it too.
Yeah. Oh, they take it
Yeah.
on the chin. Like, it's a very
Yeah,
proud city,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
You just said they take it on the chin. They take it on the chin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it cost?
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
just verbal abuse.
Oh, you.
I know.
No, this is from a Billings boy perspective, so
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, so go ahead. Douche or no douche? What do you think about Evil Knievel?
Oh, Evil Knievel. Well,
Talk to
I
me.
mean, he
Are
is
you
definitely
old enough to remember Evil Knievel? First of all,
no, not
Okay,
very well.
Enough of you. Hey,
No, but
Evil
wait.
Knievel.
But
What?
because he is a Montana legend,
Yeah?
like I grew up knowing about Evil Knievel, and Robbie Knievel was like when I was young.
Yeah, for
was
sure.
like in his prime, and so
I mean, it
that's-
was a great 3 years for him.
yeah. Was that what 3 years? Yeah, but either way, that prime, I was young and impressionable,
Sure.
and that led me to learn about
Robbie.
Evil Knievel. Yeah. He
Yeah,
tried to jump something in the Grand Canyon, and I think fucking bailed or
Dude,
something.
he bailed. Dude.
Just fucking bailed it.
Great
Because on like
controversy
Spike
of his
TV
career.
or something. I don't know.
Well, because Evil, that was like primetime TV, dude. That was
that primetime TV?
National TV. Evil Knievel
Oh my
pulled back, right? Like, and
Yeah.
he's like, no, I didn't pull. He totally pulled back.
But then Robbie tried to jump
Yeah.
something and
Yeah,
failed.
same.
Yeah.
I was so scared there.
In the
'cause
family, you know. So
I was so scared because you were like, yeah, and then Robbie Knievel. I was young and I was impressionable, and I was like, what the fuck? What are we about to find out, Eric?
Yeah.
He jumped the canyon. What canyon?
are you okay, Eric? Sorry.
His
I
dad
yelled.
jumped the canyon, right? He was evil who didn't make the jump all the way, pulled the parachute.
Yeah.
And then
No.
I think Robbie tried to do a similar stunt and then like wiped out before even making it to the jump or something. You know, correct
Sure.
me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that's my memory without looking it up.
Oh,
I
fuck,
mean-
dude. It's
I
the
mean,
Grand Canyon.
what I would say about Evil Knievel is if you can possibly look past all of his shortcomings, you know,
Yeah.
I've heard rumors of misogyny. You know, he's an
Okay.
old school
Yeah,
dude like that
from Butte.
from Butte,
Yeah.
who womanized, drank, abused partners, married and divorced, I believe, several times. If you can look past all his shortcomings, you know, it was right the 1970s, right?
70s, I think.
So like, think of all the things that were happening back then. You know, Nixon administration, Vietnam,
Disco.
like all of the
Oh,
terrible
bro.
things. Like, he wasn't the hero that America wanted, but he was the hero that America deserved. And
Well, he was the
so-
bad boy motorcycle
Yeah,
America. Look
100%.
on my chest. Look at
Man.
the red, white, and blue I'm wearing.
He kind of made like one cool thing about Butte, I guess. Like, you know,
What's that?
That-
pork chop sandwich, because that's what Butte has going for
well,
it.
actually, Pork Chop John's, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to Pork Chop John's.
You guys are killing me.
Trying
right
to
now.
get the corporate sponsorship for you,
dude. And if it's from Pork Chop John's, send me all those fried pork chop sandwiches.
Mhm.
So good.
Was that a real thing?
Yes, oh
Yes.
yes.
That
It's
is that is the
when
thing.
you go play or like do debate or whatever,
Mhm.
travel for in high school to like Butte, that would be one of the stops.
So what
Always
is
make.
one of these sandwiches like?
It's just like it's like a local, so it's almost like local fast food, I would call it,
Yeah.
like type of food. So it's like a breaded pork chop patty on a hamburger bun with the fixins. You know,
Okay.
some people, I usually just get like ketchup or mayo, but people like pickles and onions on it too.
Okay.
But they're fucking like, I don't know, the breading and the cut of the pork is so good.
It's an institution,
Yeah.
you know.
It's so good.
I totally understand that.
So yeah, for that, and I think this is actually a reversal from the last time we tried to do this.
Yeah.
I would say he's no douche.
Yeah, I might go no douche.
I'm going no douche because it just takes balls. Even to make it halfway across the canyon,
100%.
your fucking balls are steel. Just getting
Yeah.
off the lip of the canyon in a
100%.
rocket car.
Yeah.
And if like looking back, like all those things were going on back in the 1970s, wouldn't we want a hero like that today to like take our mind off all this stupid shit going on?
We would.
We would. Yep.
Yep.
Now we have Mr. Beast.
Ugh.
Oh, Jesus.
Shout out
Sorry,
Mr. Beast.
I just vomited in my mind.
No, I like Mr. Beast.
This was the perfect opportunity
fine.
Eric,
We're divided.
to say that's why we have a higher perspective, the podcast.
Mr. Beast.
Are you calling me Mr. Beast?
No.
Oh.
Do you want me to?
I'm pretty high. I don't know. We'll talk. Mr. Toe. Mr. Toe's Wild Ride.
Monsieur Toe.
Are you talking about Conolingus, Mr. Toe?
Mr. Conolingus.
Yeah, this shit's creeping up on me, man. This is some good stuff. It tastes really nice. It's a little spicy, but I like it.
It's a good one. Again, hats off. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great engineering again on the wood tip. Makes all the difference.
It does. When I realized Eric liked the tip, I vowed to always give him the tip.
Just the tip, though.
Mhm.
Just
I
the
think
tip.
I think I've kept my word.
So far, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had sweaty balls?
Hi, welcome to
Yeah.
a Higher Perspective podcast.
Brought to you by Sweaty Balls.
Sweaty balls.
Okay. No douche. We're no douche and Evil Knievel.
Triple.
then, right?
That's a triple no douche. I like it.
That's
Yeah.
Pretty clean dude right there.
Yeah. I don't
Or
know enough about him
pretty
personally, so
Dirty, I guess he got
Yeah.
no douche.
just like for his persona, I think I'm doing no douche
Yeah,
because
man. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just a hero.
Yeah.
And I just never meet him, Don't meet your heroes.
he's dead.
Because
so
everybody
that's
will let
fine.
you down.
Yeah, you'd have to dig him
Even
out.
the
Oh,
cool
That's
they
dudes.
pretty
do.
morbid.
They do.
Mhm.
My dad was my hero.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
Also,
move on.
shout out Robbie Knievel wherever you are.
Robbie Knievel, you piece of shit. Live up to your fucking father, will you? Get out and jump again.
Yeah,
He's
it's-
alive, right?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
fuck,
know,
if he's not, I am
don't
so
know,
sorry.
I don't know.
Oh, God. I just...
Hey, let's change the name of the
gonna
festival
look.
to Robbie Knievel Days. There's a festival in Montana called Evil Knievel Days in Butte. I've just heard of it. I've never actually been.
What is this fascination with Robbie Knievel and you?
Because he was Evil Knievel when I was a kid. So, like I lived through
All
Robbie
right.
Knievel doing
Okay.
marginally.
Don't mean to be that guy, but Robbie Knievel
Oh.
unfortunately left our Earth January 13th, 2023.
Oh, okay. How old was he?
I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm going to take this minute to apologize to the Knievel family.
Age 60.
Oh, damn.
That young? What was it, drugs?
Yeah.
Was it the Canyon?
Jesus
Uh,
Christ. 60?
Yeah.
I'm almost 60.
His
Shit.
last Daredevil jump was in 2011.
Damn.
So, he was still doing it for a while.
See, I
That was
told
a while
you
ago, yeah.
something
Yeah.
in the regards that he was active. No, I didn't say that.
Where were you on that one, Tel?
F
Okay.
plus.
So,
Okay, it was just brief memories. I didn't follow him or anything.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Monsieur Wizard.
Sure.
Have you ever been like, somebody goes, hey, check this out. I just distilled this, and they give you a glass, and you look
Yes.
at it, it looks good. You lift it up, you sip it in your mouth, and then you just fucking stare him in the eye and, tell him how dog shitty it is because you're an honest guy, or
Mhm.
or are you the kind of guy who just kind of, smiles, downs it, what's in your mouth, and then you just kind of just hold on to the glass and talk through the rest of the evening? Talk to me.
So, when it comes to the moonshine stuff, the home stuff, I'm very cautious to not consume that. There are different ways in which you can produce product that is less than ideal for your health.
Oh, really? Okay. yeah.
So, without knowing their complete setup, without knowing their fermentation capability, without knowing their CIP cycle, without knowing their attention to detail,
Right.
it is kind of a risk for me to consume that.
Can you just explain what CIP cycle is for people who are just
Yeah.
listening to that?
Absolutely, clean in place.
Yeah.
So CIP allows an operator to clean a tank and potentially sanitize a tank so that you don't get harmful bacteria
Okay.
in that fermentation.
Good. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with the moonshine stuff, unless I have good information, I thanks, I'm good.
Yeah.
But with other commercial producers, I am honest to a fault. I have offended people by the feedback I've given.
No.
Yeah, who knew Jake could be offensive? The thing of it is, when I first got started back at Billings, Montana, I started a homebrew club. Shout out to the Rimrock Brewers Guild.
Oh yeah.
The RBG, and the whole reason I started it was because everybody who I gave my homebrew to was like, "Oh man, this is great. This is the best stuff ever." And it's like, "No, it's not. I know for a fact it's not. I can
Yeah.
taste at least 4 flaws in this." And you're just, giving me the runaround, the reach around,
Right.
If you will.
the proverbial reach around,
Reach
because
around,
I'm
right.
giving you free beer, right? So instead of, telling people bullshit, I wanted to give people honest feedback.
Yeah.
So one of the
Fair
cool,
enough.
good things we did through the club is we had competitions and we had, judging, BJCP judging, so that
Okay.
people could get honest, feedback that they could, have action towards, like, oh, I didn't have enough hops in my IPA. Let me add more hops.
Yeah.
Whatever the case. So
I think it's
That's cool.
It's-
That's a real fun.
always
way to do
better to
that.
be honest. And when somebody says they want your honest opinion, and they're making, brewing, distilling,
Mhm.
cooking, whatever, be fucking honest. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
seriously.
So let me tell a story. I can't tell you what company it was I used to work for, but
Okay.
one of their R&D guys gave me a minty cider, and it was absolutely the most dog shit thing I have ever fucking drank in all of my life. And I told him so, and he was not pleased. And apparently, up until the day he left that company, would always refer to me as the guy who shit all over his cider project. And it's like, well, if it wasn't dog shit, bro, I wouldn't
Yeah.
have said it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hurt your feelings
Yeah.
and be, punitive about this, but you did make some dog shit product, and I'm sorry for that, for my involvement in you making it. But
you
Yeah.
asked, you got honesty. Yeah.
What I have
Absolutely.
learned from knowing you for a while, Jake,
Mhm.
is you are definitely not afraid to be yourself and
Yep.
tell the truth.
Yep.
Which is a very appreciative quality, I think, in a lot of situations. So I appreciate you for being you
I appreciate you.
to whatever ends that means to you.
To right up to the line of Billings Boys. That's where my love for you goes. And then as soon as you say that, it
No,
just
no, no,
pushes
no,
it
no,
off
no.
the
You
rim
should have heard what he was
No, no.
saying before.
Pushes it off the rim rocks.
Yeah.
That's great. See, that's some good stuff right there.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's grand.
That is pretty grand.
It's not central to this conversation.
Oh,
but
don't.
Okay, everybody. So you know what time it is. It's time for strong words from a motherfucking bird, y'all. Miss Yor, if you wouldn't mind.
This storky looking motherfucker says, I'm not looking to deal with any extra bullshit today. Thanks.
Go ahead, let's see that motherfucker. You're right in front of my face. Yeah, I guess you can see it. It's a little. I mean, it's better than that, right?
Wait. Zoom in
It's
again.
a little better.
Try it again. Try our
Okay.
new toy out again. If anybody can read this, we'll give you nothing, but that's really cool for you.
Yeah.
But believe us. And it, I don't know what kind of bird it is. Does anyone identify this bird? We're always trying to identify them
I can't.
because they're very realistic drawings.
Yeah, it's a very realistic
Black-throated
drawing.
warbler.
A what?
The yellow-breasted.
Black-throated warbler.
Well, yeah, okay.
I mean, that's a pretty good guess just based on like physical description.
Like an
you know?
ibis.
Yeah.
Kind of looks
Yeah.
like an ibis.
That
you
sounds.
know?
That totally sounds like a bird name. Yeah.
There's a creature in D&D called an elblis.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
a little bit different.
Elbliss.
Nice. I like
Wait,
it.
you're saying it's this bird?
Could be. Why not?
Could
Oh,
be.
Shit.
Yeah, your imagination. It's your world.
Well, this
It is.
look at this bird's not. Doesn't want to deal with your bullshit, dude. Okay.
It's fair.
That bird does not want to deal with
I'm
anyone.
not here to dish bullshit.
No.
I just speak the truth.
Good, because that bird ain't gonna take it.
Cow.
I don't think it's gonna take it anyway.
Hmm?
So
I like those. I like those. I like the spicy birds. That's what I always think.
I've
about
heard that about you.
in my
actually.
heads.
It's word
In
on
my
the
head.
streets.
In my head. Sorry, I'm so
I'm-
fucking high.
so many things to say about a good spicy bird.
Spicy birds.
But But wouldn't we rather dive into some sumo?
Sumo.
Oh, that's a good one. Sumo.
Hakioi.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started
Yeah.
watching sumo a few years ago.
It was just a few years ago.
Yeah, like
I thought this was like a longer obsession.
Actually, I can tell you exactly when it started. So
Okay, whoa. Okay, let's stop for a second.
yeah.
Okay. Charlie and I became aware of Jake's obsession with sumo
Mhm.
and thought it was awesome because not a lot of other people, especially in America, are fans of like international sports and especially like more obscure ones that
Sure.
aren't like like big televised sumo is very cultural to Japan
Hey.
too.
100%
And
national
so
sport.
it was awesome because I remember watching sumo randomly on Spike TV when I was younger.
Sure.
Like maybe like middle school.
Mhm.
So to find that you were like actually into it and then like learn that like you know your shit, like was awesome. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
very
I
much.
mean the way the sport works is there's so much kind of tied in with like the Shinto religion there. There's so
Okay.
much symbolism with every move that they do, every gesture.
Right.
That the Japanese actually do a very good job at explaining it to Westerners because they want Westerners to understand
right.
like the tradition and the history and the grandeur of it because of its importance culturally. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
but I was going to say, as a fellow sports fan, I can
Yeah,
actually point
yeah.
to the exact moment that I became a sumo fan.
Yeah.
My father, who I love dearly, stopped watching the NFL
Yeah.
for what I consider to be very silly reasons. And it had to do with people kneeling, which is dumb. And the good news is he's come back. Like it's still entertaining. It's still sports, whatever. But he was looking for alternatives for something to watch. And, for what it's worth, I didn't want to miss out on talking shop with my dad about sports,
Sure,
right?
absolutely.
So, Grand Sumo is actually produced by NHK, which is kind of Japan's PBS.
Okay.
So much so they hear.
I guess we can test run.
Here we
That's
are.
fine.
You are? No, fuck it. No test running. Hi. So we're talking sumo.
Yeah.
Sumo.
So
Yep.
you were saying that one television station is
Yeah.
like the PBS.
Yeah, NHK. You can go online, watch sumo from there.
Yeah.
We just had a tournament last month, the Haru Basho, known as the Stormy Tournament. The March tournament, just for
Okay.
whatever reason, historically, crazy shit happens. Just historically, and they have a couple thousand years of history to go back on. So, yeah.
Question.
Mhm.
Could you explain the basic rules of sumo? I think that'd be, good
Sure.
for people who maybe don't know.
Very good question.
Hand or foot on ground or outside. That's
Okay.
it. So generally speaking, they have what's called a tachi-ai,
Okay.
which is both sumo wrestlers charging each other.
Okay.
Once
Mhm.
all four fists are on the ground, because of their weight and the amount of force that they have, it's been recorded that force is about 16 Gs with the amount of weight colliding.
Whoa.
Holy crap.
16 Gs.
So from the tachi-ai, there are different techniques. It's generally like right hand inside, left hand outside, like whatever.
Yeah.
The two main types of wrestling, you're either a mawashi guy, which is the belt. People
Okay.
unfortunately
Mhm.
call it diaper, but it is a traditional belt. So you're a mawashi guy. You're trying to get leverage with that belt, or you're what's called a pusher thruster, and it's usually ba 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 ba.
E Honda
trying
from
to
Street Fighter.
100%.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
and the funny thing is like those moves are absolutely sumo moves
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
copied for that character.
I gotta
so,
say, when you got me into watching it,
Yeah.
and that first time we watched it,
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy shit!
yeah,
I'm watching the video game right now."
Yeah,
'cause
the
it was
one
awesome. and
the
it was
one
Which
like-
video
everybody
game?
knows is what's
Yeah.
called Supari thrust, which is like the right after ba 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 ba.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So
And then those
Is there a
envelopes,
sumo video game?
No.
Oh.
not
just
that I'm aware
just
of. I
getting
mean,
to be
at least
E
in
Honda
English.
and Street
Yeah.
Fighter.
Oh, in Street Fighter. Oh,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
I want to talk about their pay
Sure.
because
Yeah.
it is absolutely neat to watch two people who look like they're pretty equally matched.
Yeah.
And one comes away with a giant stack of envelopes, and
Sure.
one might come back later and get a small stack of envelopes.
Sure. So all sumo wrestlers work for the JSA, right?
Okay.
Japan Sumo Association. So it is made from former wrestlers, people in the sumo stables, like they all get together and they have their own association.
Right. That makes
so
sense.
they get a base pay. Their base pay is based on their rank. So
Okay.
there are different levels of sumo. The top rank is what we call Makinuchi, and then it goes down to Juryo from there, and then there's some other ones, Jonadan.
Okay.
There's some other ones that go lower, but there's basically about like 500, 600 sumo wrestlers that are professionally
Whoa.
paid and live in these stables. So their
Whoa.
monthly pay is kind of based on their rank.
Like a dormitory almost.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So what you were referring to is essentially a corporate fee that they get. So every match in the top rank is basically sponsored by corporate sponsors. So you can see this a number of different ways. If you actually watch between
Yeah.
the matches, they'll actually bring out the banners of
Like,
the
and
corporate
walk
sponsors.
through.
Yep, they'll banner around the ring.
That's funny.
So generally, like the higher ranked wrestlers, like they want, the higher ranks to win. So they will corporately put money down, and they literally award the winner of this match a big old wad of cash.
It's pretty neat to see.
So it like ups the incentive.
Oh,
for
100%.
for the wrestlers.
And even more so, there's this thing called a gold star. These are fucking cool. So the gold star wins are when what we call a rank and file wrestler beats a Yokozuna.
And then Yokozuna
Right, they
is
have
what?
no worldly business being able to hang with a Yokozuna. If they were to do so, they get a gold star award. And I forget I think it's about $2,500. No, it's like $700 per win. So for every gold star win you have, just for showing up, $700.
Wow.
Just for being in the tournament and healthy in wrestling, you get $700.
Wow,
Okay.
that's crazy.
And so it starts stacking, and then it stacks, and then
Yeah.
it stacks.
Wow.
I think the wrestler with the most gold star wins right now has about 7. So you start multiplying,
Wow.
that just for walking through the door, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fun to watch. It's fun.
And, unfortunately, sumo had kind of a dark time recently. There was some controversy around betting,
Right.
As
affecting...
many sports have those controversies at some point in their
Yeah,
history. Yeah.
the idea is that, at least in theory, that these guys are morally superior because this is Shinto based, right? And so it was a great dishonor. The Yokozuna at the time, shout out to Hakuho. Hakuho really put it on his shoulder and said, "Look, this is on me. I am the Yokozuna. This whole thing falls to me."
Okay.
And came out and essentially publicly apologized. So, yeah, I mean, it's getting better. But when you openly flaunt money as a result, and
Right,
when
yeah,
these guys
seriously.
win, they win the Emperor's Cup. But the Emperor's Cup is one trophy that is dwarfs the Stanley Cup. But every sponsor that
Oh my
they'll win like 28 awards, and they're all just handing these guys award after award after award after award after stack of money after stack. Like, to win a sumo tournament is a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Dude, the Stanley Cup is huge.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the size of your cup; it's all in how you use it.
Damn.
Mhm.
It dwarfs the Stanley Cup?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
The
they,
Emperor's Cup,
they
absolutely.
hey, they big
2
boys.
sumos,
They need a
1
big
cup.
trophy.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry.
that is a video no one needs to see.
It's true.
Too soon. It was fake. They said they debunked it.
I don't care. It's
The
still
2 girl
disgusting.
1 cup thing. Yeah.
What? So actual ice cream is coming out of their butt? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. They
Debunked what? There's still stuff coming out of their butt. Like either way.
I never saw it, but what was it like, Eric?
Yeah, tell us about
Yeah,
it.
that's-
Eric.
You never saw it? Well,
No.
sorry you didn't join the cultural trend of the time.
The cultural phenom of
Yeah.
2 girls 1
It's
cup.
fine, dude. Whatever.
God,
I was in.
dude.
I think I was in high school.
Our childhoods were just so drastically
Oh.
different.
Yeah. I can't even. I don't even know what I'd do if I had to see that video in real life. Anyway.
You never saw it?
No, I never saw it.
Wow.
When somebody said, "Hey, check this out," and they explained what it was, I was like, "Why the fuck would I want to see that?" That's fucking disgusting. And I didn't. And I'll tell you,
That's all right, man. You guys aren't
I'll tell you, I
guys
am
just aren't-
bummed. I am bummed I didn't see it.
You guys
Only
just-
because
one guy, one jar. Anybody?
No.
I don't
Okay,
care what you
anyways.
do on your own time, bro. Don't
Hey,
bring
look,
it here.
You guys just aren't as big of sickos as I am. and
Yeah,
that's
that must
okay.
be a West End Billings
okay.
thing. Like I
West
don't,
End represent.
West End
baby.
Billing Boys.
Heights for
West
life.
End. No.
The
Heights,
105. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Guys.
No. At least it's not Lockwood.
Oh,
That's fair.
Jesus.
My mom.
Nobody petitioned the show. Okay. We're all good people here. That's all. Hey, usually we do F, Marry, Kill, but today we're going to do.
Well, I guess we're going to do F, Marry, Kill. I didn't think of a funny alter name for it, but I want to do the theme of spirits and alcohol for our distiller friend here.
Might I ask,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
What the
No,
fuck?
no, I just wanted to say that. Go on.
Okay.
I've been waiting this
Go on.
whole time.
I've
I've
been
wanted
waiting
to
this
say
whole
what.
time.
So
Say
we're going
what
to
the
do
fuck.
F, Marry, Kill for tequila,
Yes.
whiskey, and gin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All of which I don't know if I'd want to fuck because it might burn. I mean, I don't,
It'll
well,
definitely-
So
actually,
in
now it
like
won't
this,
be
in
too
this,
bad, huh?
you know, in this instance, it'd be like, what is your like every once in a while? What would be your day drinker, and what are you never touching?
So
okay.
I will go on a limb here and say some bold stuff, and I do have a lot of folks in the
I
tequila
love it.
industry.
Love it, love it, love it.
But that would absolutely be a kill for me. Not that I don't love agave spirits, but tequila is not the best agave spirit. Mezcal beats it every single time. It is the single malt whiskey of Mexico, and I believe to be the first indigenous spirit of the United States.
Oh, really? Cool.
Bold claims.
You know, you say that,
Mhm.
and I can't help but think in my mind, oh, God, Mezcal, that is the most disgusting tequila I've ever tasted in my life.
Really?
Only
Well, it's
'cause-
not
It's not
tequila,
tequila.
right? It is unique.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
When I
because of-
drink Mezcal, or I used to drink Mezcal.
And you're talking the one with the worm
Yep.
in it, right?
Yep.
Which is not, Congusamo is a type of tequila or
Yeah.
type of mezcal. It is not the premium, like the Scorpion brand. Like that has a great story to it, but it isn't what I would consider to be a classic example of
Gotcha.
mezcal.
Yeah, no, I've never tried the scorpion thing you're talking of, but no, I'm just. It tastes like chewing tobacco to me once
Sure.
you take the shot.
I think there are
Wow.
medicinal flavors to it. I mean, it is smoked, like single malt scotch is. So there are some, what I would call medicinal flavors.
Yeah.
Band-Aid, is definitely one of them, depending on the smoke source
Well,
that
that
they
must
use.
be it. Is the smoky flavor?
Is it also is it also the difference is the type of agave or
Yeah.
the
So
species? Is it blue?
primarily for tequila, it'll
Oh,
be
good
blue
call.
agave.
Right. Okay, that's
Generally,
tequila, okay.
Espadin is the most popular type of
Gotcha.
agave for mezcal.
Okay.
But there you can use multiple different types, and it's very regionalistic. Oaxaca is actually the home of mezcal for Mexico, but you
Oh,
can
okay.
make it in other places as well. But it is still very highly regulated, like the tequila industry. And
Gotcha.
for what it's worth, I respect mezcal way more because tequila really has become a gentrified industry.
Okay.
Very few Mexicans are in charge of tequila.
Oh, really?
It's a bunch of rich white dudes that want
Yeah.
tequila brand. So mezcal tends to be more owned, operated, and appreciated
Right.
by Mexicans. So
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
so
anyways,
tequila-
back to
tequila is going to be my kill. Hard
Go
kill.
ahead, yeah.
after saying
Hard
that very
kill.
heartfelt thing I'm
About
going to
mezcal.
fucking kill this.
And then whiskey would definitely be my Mary, because that's my everyday.
I
mean,
figured, I
when
figured.
I consume that,
Mhm.
that is my go-to.
Yeah.
And then gin, sure. I've made a lot of it.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of it.
And you'll just-
Gin had a renaissance in the last 15, 20
Yeah, yeah.
years, and definitely was very happy to be a part of that. But yeah, I definitely want to make more whiskey than I ever make gin for the rest of my life.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hey, I like that. Good
Yeah.
answer.
Good answer.
I like that.
Yeah. Ditto. Yep.
Ditto?
Oh yeah, I
Ditto.
just shit on tequila because it's
Yeah. Yeah.
all
Shit
it does
on
is make me
tequila.
shit on everyone else, and then and not in a good way,
Mhm.
and not in a fun way. And then gin is like good gin and tonic or
yeah.
G's
I mean-
and T's on a hot day, man.
Yeah,
Forget
God,
about
yeah.
it.
Delicious.
Dude, yes.
but my everyday would be the whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be the whiskey because
Yeah.
you can have. I mean, I can't stand gin many different ways.
Okay, fair
Mhm.
enough.
Whiskey I can stand a million different ways.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. And it has to be really, I can drink good to great whiskey.
Yeah.
I have to drink great gin.
Yeah.
To enjoy gin.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But I don't now because I have all the pancreatitis. So
Right.
I don't bother.
Hypothetically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But either way, that's a good
Eric?
answer. I like that. I think I'm like torn. My everyday, my Mary would be gin personally.
You would
I-
kill beer though, right?
Kill beer?
Yeah.
No.
It's legitimate
absolutely not.
offspring? No, I don't know.
No.
I didn't know what to say there.
No, my everyday would be gin for sure because I am not much of a spirit drinker. And that is my favorite as far as the mixed drinks go.
Yeah.
Like a gin and tonic or a gin and Sprite or
So again, not that you're sponsored, but what's your gin? What's your go-to? I mean, Or
I don't
whiskey.
have a go-to because I don't drink it enough.
Sure.
But one of the best ones I've had is from Sisters. They have a distillery out there, I think.
Sure.
And that we got when we were in Sisters recently on like a camping trip.
Mhm.
We picked some up. And
Sure.
It was really good. So
Nice.
shout out to them, whoever distillery that was. I don't
whatever
remember.
distillery that was.
Yeah, it was really good though.
Probably was kind of good.
And then I would tequila usually makes me have to shit too, just like Charlie said.
No, it doesn't make me
No.
have to shit. It makes me an asshole.
Oh, see, it makes
And
me
I
have to
shit on
It-
people
it
at
gives
that
me
point, and, so I
stomach
just don't.
issues. Like,
So, scientifically
Yeah.
speaking, it doesn't make you an asshole. There's nothing inherently
Mm,
about
I
tequila.
beg to
You're
differ.
just an asshole.
I beg to differ. I start
I
to
think
get
you're
drunk
just
on
an
tequila,
asshole.
and then as I'm going, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be an asshole. There's tequila. So I just talk myself into
that's
it.
psychological,
So-
man.
Yeah.
I don't do that with
Psychosomatic,
gin.
for sure.
I don't go, hey, just gin's going to make me an asshole
Huh.
tonight.
Fair
You know
enough.
what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's tequila.
Maybe if you started with that, you'd be an asshole more often.
Well, I can never test it now, but you
Yeah.
could be onto something.
Sure. I'm gonna be an asshole with this beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this Earl Grey tea? Motherfucking watch out.
Dude, I'm about to kill some motherfuckers on this Earl Grey.
Yeah.
Hot.
Earl Grey hot.
Yeah.
God
Yeah, so I'm
damn it.
probably killing tequila, but
Nice
I did
Picard
have
reference.
some really good tequila one time in Mexico. That was like, I went to the distillery there and like did a tour, and
Sure.
it was like fruited.
Super traditional.
No, I'm sure it wasn't traditional, but it was the only way that I actually could enjoy tequila, and it was really fucking good. It was like kiwi. I called it kiwila. Yeah, it was really fucking good.
That's awesome.
But otherwise, I'd probably kill tequila. Whiskey would be my F, like once in a while, because I
Sure.
just don't have the palate for whiskey. I
yeah.
never have.
Yeah, well, I've talked to whiskey and it doesn't have a palate for you.
That's
So-
fine.
Yeah.
Hey, we mutually respect each other, and that's all that matters. You know. That's why it's my like F with every once in a while.
Sure.
So
That's so wrong.
Whiskey's your side
Mhm.
chick, huh?
but
Yep.
gin is
He rocks the side whiskey.
Yeah.
No?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Q-
Anyone
sorry,
get the Lake
Q-
Street Dive reference there?
No.
Lake Street Drive.
Yeah. What the hell is
Dive?
that?
Lake Street Dive.
Dive.
Yeah.
Di-
Rocks the
diners,
side
drive-ins,
whiskey.
and dives.
He rocks the side whiskey.
No.
No?
What, is that a
No,
movie?
no, never
Is that a
mind.
movie?
Nothing, you motherfucker.
Is it a song?
Yeah, it's
You're
song.
so
Oh,
old.
okay.
It's
Is that from
something
the
where this
50s?
girls were singing about rocking a side pony. That's
Ironically,
Damn kids.
it. Goddamn children's.
that's hilarious.
So where did
That was a good
kids
one. I like
at?
that. That was fun. That was a fun way to do that.
Still waiting for Paperboy. Bring me some good news. Anyway, yeah, that was a good one. You fuckers. Hey.
God. Okay. Hey. Wait. Whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yo.
What is your favorite Billings thing?
Favorite Billings thing.
Yeah.
Wait, you're supposed to say being one of the Billings boys.
I hate
What
it.
is your favorite
Sorry.
throwdown?
Yo, being one of the Billings boys. What was your
Yeah, I
favorite?
didn't
One of your
mean- yeah,
favorite Billings
that-
boys things?
Well, I will tell you that I think I've unofficially confirmed I'm going back to Montana this summer.
Oh, cool.
To go visit some folks out there.
Hell
So,
yeah!
Do they know this?
Not everybody.
Okay.
This is a world exclusive, actually. So
Oh, dude, we just got world exclusive
What?
dropping
What?
breaking news. I mean, sorry for the
Jake
high
is
slip.
going back
Wait.
to Montana.
Hell yeah!
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, bring
I'll
out
show
the
you bad.
the welcome
Yeah.
carriage and horses because there's probably some available.
Yeah, so my favorite Billings thing, like what I plan on doing while I'm there, like is that your or like
Just
nostalgia as a wee child growing up, impressionable.
how about favorite Billings restaurant? We'll go there first.
favorite Billings restaurant? Is Mamacita's still there?
I have no idea, but it can be from your past.
Ooh.
That's
Dude,
fine.
I mean Mamacita's was the shit.
Okay.
It used to be down right past the metro right there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Is that first?
Yeah, first,
Heading toward and you take that curve.
yeah.
They used to have a restaurant there, and then they
I
moved
never been
later.
there.
But
What kind of food?
Mexican, and like the best, like huevos rancheros. That was our
Mm.
breakfast spot.
Nice.
So I love Mamacita's, restaurants. Of course, Jake's.
Oh
they have
god,
good steak.
Jake's is so good. Their appetizers
Actually,
are crazy.
I will. I don't know if I'll pull Jake's back, but I will say that shit, what is that? Walker's. So
Oh, yeah,
Walker's
Walker's.
was really like foundational in Heather and I dating. So
Yeah.
my wife and I, this is our 19th year of marriage.
No way.
We were high school sweethearts back in the Billings days, and I don't know if you remember, but Walker's used to be in a different building.
Yeah, I remember.
So it was the old historic courthouse, and it was in the basement.
Mhm.
And we were like 15, 16 at a time going on dates, and they would kick us out at 9 p.m. because that's when the live music started.
Yes.
So we would go listen to jazz, and they made what ended up being like they made a huckleberry creme brulee there.
Oh,
And that was like, we would-
yes,
we would go-
so
huckleberries.
good.
Huckleberry creme brulee
Yep.
at Walker's, listening to jazz,
Yeah.
was the shit. So I have a soft spot in my heart for Walker's. for
Dude,
sure.
totally. Actually, I went to preschool and then later on high school with the son of the Walker's owner,
Sure.
Will Honecker.
Yep.
And so we knew them pretty well. My parents loved going there. They talked about the basement all the time.
Sure.
And then when they
That
moved,
was the
they were
best
still
one.
really good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, they're still,
Yeah.
top class for Billings food for sure.
Yeah, my friend, he was he's a really good bass player, like crazy good, and moved with one of our other
I
friends.
wonder if I don't know who this is.
Will Honecker.
Because my good friend Thomas Burke
Yeah.
plays with a lot of those guys, and he's a saxophone player.
Maybe at some point. He's been in
yeah.
Tennessee for a while now,
Okay.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he moved with one of our other friends who moved
Wait,
down
is he
to
in a
Tennessee.
band-
Shout out Guthrie Brown.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, and well, they were in a band together when we were in high school, and they were really popular. Even played the Blues Fest and opened up for
Sure.
Hanson.
Yeah.
One year, Hanson was on some reunion tour.
Bop.
They were like the third main stage at South Park in Billings.
Charlie, I'll give you $50 right now if
Yeah.
you can name one other song than Mbop from Hanson.
Oh,
Did Hanson do Bop?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, straight
No,
up.
I'm kidding. No, I don't know.
I
don't
could
even
not
know.
name another one now.
I'm not.
I had a
into
friend.
chick bands or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know.
I had
any
one
of
friend
those
who was really into
ladies now.
Hanson.
Oh my
in
God.
the early days.
I loved
back
Soda.
then.
Oh god, but anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. Yeah, Walker's. That's a great answer. I was
Totally.
gonna say a classic Montana institution, Pickle Barrel, which the
Yeah.
Billings location sadly is closed now. But
Pickle Barrel.
And it wasn't the best.
No,
Like to
Pickle
be
Barrel.
like the one in Bozeman,
Yeah,
right across
it
the
was
street from
really
the
It's
college.
like the
like
pickle
that was-
version of Cracker Barrel.
No,
What's
it's like
Pickle
not
Barrel?
it's-
deli sandwiches that are gigantus.
Yeah, and
Gigantus.
there's only
Sounds
one
awesome.
sandwich worth getting at the Pickle Barrel, and that is the cheesesteak. Everything else
It's
falls short.
No.
What
Oh,
about the pork
Cheesesteak.
chop one that you were talking
That's
about?
Pork Chop John's.
That's
man.
in Billings.
Okay,
That's
sorry,
something different.
sorry.
But
Pickle Barrel's in Billings.
dude,
and Bozeman.
cheesesteak, and I would add mushrooms, and it's
Yeah.
not like a Philly cheesesteak. I would call it Montana cheesesteak. It has a bit of a tomato sauce,
Yeah.
and it's usually provolone and onions. So
Billings, Montana.
Also, shout out
Cheesesteak.
to Ribbon Chop House. That place is crazy good.
nah,
That is one of the
No.
best
What?
Montana restaurants. Their
No.
fucking steak and
that's
rib
like
cuts-
calling
No,
Montana
dude.
Ted's a fucking Montana
No,
restaurant.
It was
What?
originally in Livingston first. Yeah, It's really
Dude,
popular.
I'd rather go in the play-in for steak.
Where's
Play-in
that
up in the Heights on Main.
Oh god, of
um,
course you would say somewhere in the Heights.
Yeah, come
yeah,
on,
Heights
come
kid.
on, get out of here.
Yeah, he's wrong, but it's okay.
Um,
A lot of great steak, anyways. Like
Yeah.
if you go to Montana ever on a trip, like go find yourself the best local steakhouse because it is a different game out there. Lots of Angus beef, and I tell the people like,
Best beef.
dude, it's so good, and
It's
they
no
like
bird
roam
beef.
on like thousands of acres.
Mas grande de beef.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the best, dude. I promise you.
Best feedlots in the West. Out in Shepherd.
Son of a bitch.
I went to Shepherd's prom one time.
Jesus.
It's the
a
most
weird
country fucking thing I've ever been to.
Yeah. Oh, and also, shout out to King's Hat. I mean,
Oh.
you
Yeah.
can't say Billings without saying King's Hat.
Okay,
Oh my
King's Hat
God.
Charlie is Billings' very own fast food restaurant. There's only one location on the south side.
Yep.
And they have the flying burgers and bags
Flying
of
burgers.
fries, and they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Ah,
like
fuck,
old
I love
school,
a good
like
burger and
it
good
used to be
fry,
like
dude.
roller hop kind of
Yeah.
spot.
It's
know,
like a
from the
burger
50s and 60s.
encased in a bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like encase it between two buns.
Like the predecessor to the Juicy Lucy.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
take
fucking
it.
good. Fucking good. I like that. That was cool.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
And last thing, FTC. Sorry.
Oh no, FTG.
G University
What is
of
that?
Montana.
So
The
there's
University of Montana.
There's a bit of a rivalry between the two big colleges. Tech can stay the fuck out of this, but
It's not a big
the
college.
Montana State University versus
the
some
University
jokers
of Montana
in
Yeah.
Missoula.
in Missoula.
Um,
The Grizzlies.
but the Bobcats,
the big brothers of the state.
That's awesome.
See,
Jesus
this is what
Christ.
Grizz fans do.
Jesus
They
Christ.
just shove a bunch of bullshit.
Was it
so you can't get a word in
70 and
edgewise.
like
I mean,
40
yeah.
or
It's
something? Yeah, okay, bud.
It's like a bunch of perennial 12-year-olds and 36-year-old bodies. It
two
just,
national championships.
yeah, that's hashtag dorps.
Wait, did you guys win last year?
Oh no, we didn't.
Oh, that's right.
But we made it further
That's
than
right,
you
that's
guys.
right, that's right. Wait. No, you guys did beat us. You guys were undefeated all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the year before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But no one
that
can
thing
beat
out
the
there.
North Dakota State Bison.
Bison are tough, man.
Yeah,
I
so-
mean, that is a pro level program, especially on their offensive line. I mean, they have a ton of O linemen go to the NFL, and for good reason. They corn feed them. They go to the feedlots and they feed these offensive linemen, and
Yeah.
they just get big and fast.
And let me tell you, Charlie, there's nothing more that Montana fans hate than
Than
each
the
other
grizzly.
is
Mhm.
the bison from North Dakota.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Fuck North
Why?
Dakota.
They just always fucking win.
Have you ever been to North Dakota?
I've never been to North
oh,
Dakota.
God.
Dude,
Okay, well.
I've always insisted that the governor of North Dakota and the governor of Wyoming should like handwrite apology letters to anybody who's ever had to drive through their states.
I
It's just
vacation
so
there.
terrible.
What's so fucking bad about it?
Dude, like even in the Midwest,
Oh,
there's topography. There is difference in elevation that at least you can look
Yeah.
at. That doesn't exist there, dude. It's one flat
So
line
flat. They have the
Really?
Badlands,
Like-
which are like some rocky
Yeah.
hills, but
Yeah.
like
out in the Balkans.
it's
Yeah.
and it's frosty, dude.
Bakken.
It's like it's those winds up there because they're
Yeah.
like right next to Canada,
Yeah.
so it's like flat and windy as all
There's
fucking
nothing.
hell.
There's no
Jesus
trees.
Christ.
There's no hill. Like
No.
there's nothing to catch that wind.
It is a
They
wasteland.
flip trucks all the fucking
South
time.
Dakota is only slightly better because it's slightly further south.
They have some rolling hills though.
They have
and that's
more
why
hills,
they
yeah.
have like a great pheasant
Yeah.
population there.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
a lot of conservation groups
Huh.
there for pheasant in South Dakota.
Alright,
But they
yeah.
have kind of a rolling hills. It almost reminds me of kind of like Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
In a way.
it's
Huh.
slightly better. Yeah.
I never would have fucking pheasant population. Huh.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Yeah, you can definitely go like get hunts in South Dakota. It's like a big team building thing they do out there and bring in corporate groups and take them pheasant hunting.
I mean,
Yeah.
really, if you want the North Dakota experience, just go to Minnesota and you get the big city North Dakota
Well,
experience without
I'm-
having to be in North Dakota.
Just to make it clear, I don't want the North Dakota
Okay.
experience.
There you
All I've
go.
ever seen is snow and
yeah,
Cold.
it's like
Horrible
Montana,
cold.
but we have mountains and like actual cool geographical features and like,
Some of our state has mountains. and
yeah. I'm
that's
not
always-
gonna say like
well,
fuck Montana, but I'm just gonna say I saw the map.
yeah,
They showed the map because everyone's in the fucking Yellowstone or whatever the movie now,
Yeah.
and everyone wants to be a fucking farmer, a rancher, or whatever. And then they're all, yeah, this is the reality. And it's like everywhere in Montana, it's like negative something degrees
Yeah.
most of the year.
Yeah, I think
oh God, yeah.
it was like this last year, the year before.
Fuck
I think
that.
it was Glasgow was colder than
Oh,
the
of
surface of
course.
Mars.
fucking
Jesus.
Actually
Glasgow,
had
dude.
that.
No
like,
way, man.
That's the
like
high
up
line.
on the high line.
Yeah,
it was
up in
colder than
eastern,
the surface of Mars.
like northeastern Montana.
Yeah.
It's like where the trees don't grow anymore. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, thank you.
The timberline, as they call it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fucking
Jesus.
wild, dude. No one wants to live up in that part of the state.
So actually, Highway
Yeah.
2 famously is known as the highway to the danger zone.
Really?
That's where Kenny Loggins
So it will be your way.
was logging one time.
Shut the fuck up.
To the
I was like,
danger
what?
zone.
No, he was.
He totally was. I'm like 63% sure.
That's funny. Yeah, fair enough.
Danger zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this one time I carved, used a chainsaw, and I carved a big D for danger zone and gave it to Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But
did
it
you?
was not Kenny Loggins.
Oh,
I didn't
did
know
he
it.
appreciate it at least?
No.
Oh, what?
So
What a
one of the
dick.
cool things I've done recently, like on all my home PCs,
Mhm.
is all of my passwords are now Kenny.
Oh.
That way I have Kenny logins.
Oh,
that was a
Lord.
supreme dad.
Hey,
dad joke.
yeah,
Could
we're
you
calling it. We're
hey,
calling it.
graphics
I don't-
guy, could you please give him 50 points? That was
that's
good.
no
I'll
point.
give
That's a
him
negative.
I'll give him 50 for that.
That's a negative point.
Yeah,
I don't
thank you.
have the.
You have the ability. You do. I know you do. Sorry, I just give Charlie work
You
sometimes.
fucking guys.
Mhm.
Hey.
Yeah.
We're way far in.
So
Okay,
far.
We got to hit the road.
we do.
We need
Mhm.
a vehicle that can expedite us to the bridge.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Is it an El
1
Camino?
second. It is not an El
It's
Camino.
not.
Unless
no.
you're calling
That's too
me an
bad.
El Camino.
Usually, this is where I'm like, "Hey, take us to the bridge," and dry mouth here is like, "No, it's okay."
Is his
It's
name
so
John
funny.
Otto, and is he taking us to the
All right.
Matthews
DJ
Bridge?
Toad.
Matt, yeah, that was
Yeah.
it.
That was it.
Go ahead.
I
Ask-
totally.
Yeah, tell him what you want.
West Borland, take it to the Matthews Bridge.
What?
I don't know what he's
Uh,
even doing
I
there.
don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just roll us to the bridge, buddy.
Okay. Here
We're
we
gonna
go.
do it. All right, everyone. Hope you had a great time. Welcome. Goodbye to our great guest, Jake. If you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, and share. Send anything to a higher perspective, the podcast at gmail.com, your videos, your remarks. And remember, you are never too high to give your perspective. All right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Deuces. Oh shit, I messed that up.
Poops.